Have you ever ridden your bike over strenuous terrain for 3 consecutive days? The question today is just how sore and tired are we? What's our accumulated fatigue? Another 75 kilometres to do today and plenty to see. Good morning, welcome to day 3. Today we're heading south down towards Bakewell and we're hoping to pick up the Monsal Trail. That's 75 kilometres in all, climbing some 1,300 metres. It's going to be another punchy day, folks. We just set off from the accommodation up at the farm. Beautiful long descent down into Tideswell. Now the climbing started. Just climbing through this lovely tree-lined road. The weather forecast is absolutely brilliant for today. Another dry, sunny day, blue skies. So just got to think about the temperatures. And it's going to be really important to keep hydrated, onward and upward.
Hallo und guten Tag, Leute. Hello and good day, folks. This is the third and last video about a 3-day trip made to the Peak Districts in Derbyshire with friends from the Asini Velo Club. Riding with me in this video are Gary, Stephen and David. We were based at a farm bunkhouse just north of Tideswell and had previously ridden north and west. Now we head south and hope to experience the gravel of the Monsal Trail, and more about that coming up. We had planned today's ride using the computer-based app known as Map My Ride. It's easy and free. We created a route that avoided major roads and chose, wherever possible, routes that we thought would give us varied and different terrain to ride over. Once planned, we downloaded the GPX file onto our various bike computers for navigation. The route creator also allows you to include cycleways and trails, which was exactly what we did for this ride.
Another one of the little climbs. I was just speaking to Gary about the nature of Derbyshire roads and the terrain around here. Gary, what do you reckon? What's it like? How would you describe it?
It's been interesting because each day we've come out, we've found different terrains. Today we're on a lot of long slopey ramps, but over to my left you can see how high we're coming.
Yeah.
Yesterday, a bit painful at times. We had to cycle up a couple of walls, but generally speaking, you get used to never being horizontal. You're either going down or you're going up, and it's great.
I think Gary just described it, didn't he? There's no horizontal around here. Steve, what do you reckon?
Hard work, bloody hilly. I love Norfolk. When you're up, it's beautiful, and countryside is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But you have to earn it. Boy, do you have to earn it.
Come back Norfolk, all is forgiven. Thanks. David, how would you describe your Derbyshire experience so far? Does that say, oh, the lack of breathing? Yeah.
The scenery, the stone walls, the fields, the meadows,
yeah,
the wildlife, it's just great. And
yeah.
you You just get the feeling you're on the top of the world at times. And you are.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. So different, isn't it? It's different to Norfolk.
You can actually see for miles rather than the sky being for miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And no buildings, apart from farm buildings. But you feel isolated and it's great.
Thank you. There you go, folks. Just a few thoughts on riding in Derbyshire from Team Iceni Velo.
We headed towards Matlock and the Darley Dale and rode through the great sounding village of Moneyash, all the time marvelling at the beauty of the countryside. This part of Derbyshire seemed to have more open, rolling roads, and with little traffic about, it was a fantastic opportunity to stretch the legs, open the lungs and get the heart pumping on some brilliant long descents where we really picked up some speed. No Tour de France speeds, but it was fast for me and I absolutely loved it. The conditions of the roads were generally good, with very few exceptions. Riding my bike fast on roads like these reminds me of skiing, and I allow my wheels to glide over the tarmac surface like skis on the snow. And it's also the closest sensation I found to flying, banking into the corners, albeit in just 2 dimensions.
Bloody hell.
All in the day in the countryside.
When you meet one of those coming down here,
I'll stand down the bottom and we can get past it.
bit hazardous. Right.
Feet falling underneath the bus.
Said there was another car.
Yeah.
Right, Steve. Right, speed.
After that quick dive into the hedge to get out of the way of a heavy truck, it was back on our bikes.
For me, the defining characteristics of this Derbyshire ride has been the climbing up onto the moors and then the fantastic views along the open moor roads at the top.
I think riding my bike helps me connect better with the environment and nature. It lets me smell and hear things that you miss in the car. And you definitely see more from your bike than in a car, and it gives you a chance to stop for a closer look. This was an interesting rock that was giving us the eye.
Just dropped down the hill a bit further than we were hoping, but we're here at Whitworth Park, looking for the cafe.
Whitworth Park is situated in Darley Dale, between Roseley and Matlock, just off the A6.
Time for coffee. Coffee stop.
Morning. Could I have Americano, please?
Milk.
Do you have any cream? Or just a drop of warm milk would be great. Just a bit of warm milk. Yeah. Yeah, I think I want one of these cakes. Millionaire's shortbread, please.
Have you got sugar and stuff? That over there, is it? Oh, right. Thank you very much.
Rob?
As well as the cafe, there are open grounds, well-kept lawns, monuments and a lake.
Village of Winster. Very beautiful traditional Derbyshire village. Nice.
After the nearly 5-kilometre climb out of Darley Dale and through Winster, we head north to Bakewell.
Just had a nice bit of lunch and we're routing to the Monsal Trail. It's about a kilometre southeast of the centre of Bakewell. It's an old disused railway line that was opened in, I think it was 1981, and it's approximately 8.5 miles long, about 13 kilometres, something like that. It's got 6 tunnels and looking forward to it. There we are. That's one of the viaducts at the start of the Monsal Trail. We've got to get up there, get up some stairs.
The Monsal Trail is a cycling, horse riding and walking path. It was constructed from a section of the former Manchester, Buxton, Matlock and Midland Junction Railway, which was built by the Midland Railway in the year 1863 to link Manchester with London, and it closed in the year 1968.
Although the sign says it's the end of the trail, it's actually the start of the trail for us.
And Bakewell golf course on our right hand side, those sporting enthusiasts.
Well, this is very nice. We're off the road. Got a nice elevated view. It's a nice compacted cinder surface. You can ride on this for any bike actually.
What we need to watch out for now, there are dogs on extending leads to garrotters.
Yes.
We started the trail at Headstone Viaduct at the Bakewell end and headed northwest towards Topley Pike Junction in the Wydale, where it terminates at Cheedale, about 5 kilometres east of Buxton. However, we plan to get off at Millersdale, just a couple of kilometres from the other end. The trail passes through Blackwell Mill, Millersdale, Cresbrook, Monsal Dale, Great Longston, Hasop and Bakewell. At Longston and Hasop, the railway stations were some distance from the villages. The trail is very popular and used by many riders on all sorts of bikes and trikes.
Just entering one of the first tunnels, one of 6. And feel the temperature cooling.
The tunnels on the trail all have electrical lights, essential to see your way through, and surprisingly really smooth asphalt centre pathways with gravel shingle on either side, making going very easy, but they are quite cold and damp in places.
Walkers left. Wow.
The Headstone Viaduct, whilst not quite the bridge over the River Kwai, was built by the Midland Railway over the River Wye. The bridge is 91 metres long, and it had 5 15-metre span arches, some 21 metres high at the centre. Initially, some slippage occurred and remedial work was carried out in the year 1907. Whilst considered elegant today, the viaduct has Grade 2 listed status, but when it was built in the year 1863, it was seen as destroying the beauty of the Dale.
That's the Monsal head climb that we did on the first day, starting down on the left and climbing up towards those 2 cottages.
John Ruskin, an English writer and philosopher from the Victorian era, wrote, "There was a rocky valley between Buxton and Bakewell once upon a time, divine in the Vale of Temper. You enterprised a railway through the valley. You blasted its rocks away, heaped thousands of tons of shale into the lovely stream. The valley is gone, and the gods with it, and now every fool in Buxton can be in Bakewell in half an hour, and every fool in Bakewell at Buxton, which you think a lucrative process of exchange. You fools everywhere." Whatever anyone thought of the viaduct, its construction and the railway back in the late 19th century, I hope that they would agree that the conversion to a cycle and bridle way has to a degree claimed back that which was perhaps taken away from nature with the industrialisation of the area. The cycle trail now provides a safe, environmentally friendly pathway for walkers and riders, and perhaps one of the best gravel routes in the area.
Cressbrook Tunnel.
This is really cool. This one's a bit better lit. Look at that fantastic scenery. Coming up to tunnel number 3, the Lytton Tunnel. And there's the eerie figure of David behind me, looming out the darkness. And once more into the sunlight. The Lytton Tunnel.
Well, that's it for this video, and in fact that completes the 3-video trilogy of our riding in the Derbyshire Peak District. During the 3-day trip we covered some 220 kilometres and climbed over 4,000 metres. The weather had been good to us and we had gained some great memories. I want to thank my pals from the Iceni Velo Club, that's Gary, Stephen, David and Rob, without whom the riding wouldn't have been half as much fun. I hope that these videos inspire you to get out on your bike and go exploring. Thanks very much for watching. Und vielen Dank für das Video anschauen und bis nächstes Mal viel Spaß mit dem Fahrrad. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.